Did you know that marriage is not for everybody? My name is Olusegun Mokwolu. Here are some of the reasons why marriage is not for everybody. If you have what we're about to mention now, if you have any of them in your life, sincerely, marriage is not for you. You will do well to stay single, enjoy your life. Number one, anger. If you have problem with anger, when you are angry, you can get physical. When you are angry, there's nothing that cannot come out of your mouth. There is no amount of abuse, terrible words that cannot come out of your mouth. You lose control of yourself. You are temporarily mad. When you have that kind of a problem in your life, you don't need marriage. When you have problem forgiving, that's number two. You hold people in your heart for a long time. You have bitterness in your heart for a long time. Then you don't need marriage, because in marriage, we forgive daily. We love ourselves and forgive ourselves daily. So if you are the kind of person that you find it difficult to forgive people, I tell you, you don't need marriage. If you love your privacy, you love secrecy, you don't want anybody to look at your phone, you don't want anybody to say, where are you going? You don't want anybody to say, where are you? If you love that kind of life, you don't need marriage. Marriage is not for you, and it's not compulsory. And God has not made marriage compulsory for anybody. You can simply choose not to marry, because sincerely, if this is the kind of person you are, you don't need marriage. If you love money, my money belongs to me. You don't joke with anybody when it comes to money. Even in marriage, you don't joke with anybody. You want your money to be for you. You want to spend your money the way you like. Marriage is sincerely not for you. Otherwise, you're going to create problem for another person. If you are lazy, marriage is not for you. Marriage is not a place where you go and sleep. Marriage is responsibility. Marriage is a place where you work. Once you marry, work starts. And then children start coming, then work. It is work, 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 work. Marriage is not for lazy people. To raise godly children is not for lazy people. It's serious work. You've got to fold your shirt and get to work. So marriage is a serious work. But if you are the kind of person that you just love to lay back, be on Instagram, on Snapchat, chatting with friends, you can stay on laptop from morning till evening, and then you just take snacks. If that is your kind of life, don't get married. Marriage is not for you. If you are very proud, you can't say sorry. You are even too proud to even say, dear, I want sex. Too proud, too proud. You over-evaluate yourself. Marriage is not for you. Marriage is a place where we say sorry. Marriage is a place where we put others before ourselves. So if you are too proud to be like that, if you are too proud to humble yourself, then marriage is certainly not for you. If you can't love, do you know what it means to love? To put another person as priority over you. To love somebody the way Jesus would love them. To treat them as Jesus would treat them. It means it does not matter what they do or they don't do. You will love them. If you can't do that, please don't get married. It's not for you. That's how we love in marriage. We love as Christ loved. It is a selfless love. It's not a feeling love. It's not a love for what you can get. It is a love in obedience to the commandment of the Lord. Husband, love your wife as Christ loved the church. If you are kind of person that you are so attached to your family, you cannot detach from daddy, you can't detach from mommy. Every matter that happened in your life, you have to take it to them. Before you take decision, you have to take it to them. They are always more important to you than a woman or than a man. I tell you the truth, there's no point to marry. If you cannot leave them to cleave to your spouse, please cleave to your parents. There's nothing wrong with that. Stay with them. There's absolutely nothing wrong. It just means that marriage is not for you. If you are somebody that cannot take correction, any little correction, you get angry, you argue, you are upset, you cannot take advice, you don't think that a woman can advise you, you don't think that a man can advise you, you think you know how to go about your life, you basically don't like correction or advice. Just forget about marriage. And lastly, if you are prayerless and wordless, prayer, you can't pray, you don't know the word of God, you are not applying the word of God daily to your life. If the word of God is not the basis for your living now, it will not be the basis for your living in marriage. And therefore, there is no point to get married, because Marriage is built on obedience to the word of God. Jesus said, he that hear this word of mine and doeth it is like a man that built his house on the rock. That is the only marriage that cannot fail. That is the only marriage that will stand. But as for you, you are waiting. Maybe when somebody comes, then you now become prayerful. You now begin to read the Bible. The Bible is not personally your own life. It's not something you are committed to personally. It's not something you give attention to. It's always about some useless movies here and there. No time to pray except to do some religious prayer. I'm telling you, if this is the kind of life you have in you, please, forget about marriage. Marriage is not for you. I hope you have learned from this.